In Settlers of Kalgur, Raider got reworked to Warden. I wanted to make my own League Starter version with the new Ascendancy, and you know me, I tried to make the build Tonky as possible. In this guide you will learn how to progress your character from level 1 to the end game. What's up guys, Bridget here. Lightning Strike is a melee skill that converts half of your physical damage to lightning damage. It has a secondary effect as well. It will launch a projectile each time you hit with a melee weapon. Both melee and projectile attack can hit the same target. The projectile part will travel on the ground. The skill got a huge buff in 3.25. Basically they just doubled the damage of this skill. This is why we can League Start with the skill. I bet you already saw many Lightning Strike Warden League Starters. Now you asking, what is the difference between my version and the other versions? Well, first, my build is much tonkier than the others, while the damage is almost the same. This version has very good recovery, not only leech, has like 50% life regen per second, that's up all the time. We can generate endurance charges anytime when we want. Our maximum endurance charges is 4, that's giving us 60% less elemental damage taken. This is up all the time as well. We're taking a Warcry notable on the tree so we can cast faster or Warcry and get the mastery for it, so you can benefit from your Warcry while there are no enemies around you. Because this is League Start, we can't have access expensive weapons, so better way, I think. Better to not go crit, so we can save up a lot of money at the start. So we will take the precise technique keystone. If your accuracy rating is higher than your life, you will get 40% more attack damage. While leveling, you need to keep higher your accuracy rating than your life, but because we're using precision while leveling, it should be enough. It should be enough and pretty easy to keep up. And by the way, we will grab this keystone around level 22, so you will have a pretty good damage increase early. Let's break down our defensive numbers. As a Warden, I think this number is pretty impressive. We have pretty high phys and elemental maximum hit, and keep in mind this is without molten shell ticked. If we're turning on, then our Tonkiness is skyrocketing. We have almost 5k life as well. Our evasion armor is just 13k and our physical damage reduction is at 90% if we against normal bosses. So I think overall this build is just super tank. Even with League Starter gear we just can't tank the Shaper Slap. And of course our spell suppression is kept pretty easily. The new Wanderer Ascendancy is pretty interesting and I hope they will continue this type of reworks in the future. The bark skin is just super good at early levels, so this is why we take this as first point. This will give you reduced physical damage taken, and when you starting losing bark skin stacks your evasion is starting going up. Also the reservation got reduced as well in this patch, so this is super good as a 10% aura. The next node, Auto Spring. I know it's a little confusing. What is this do? But in a simple way. This is just Wither, but just increasing the elemental damage taken on the target instead of chaos damage. When you start attacking with your melee skill, it will start stack. In the configuration I'm only set to 20 stack to not inflate the damage, but I think you should get more damage from it. Avatar of the Wilds. This is our big burst damage. You will gain stacks each time you inflict chill, shock, ignite or any other elemental ailments. When you reach 100 you became unbound, granting 80% more elemental damage. Our last node is something that we never seen before. Now we can have 2 Scorch stack on the enemy. Scorch is lowering the enemy elemental resistance by default. This would be lowered by 30%, but now 60% because of this notable. But you need to deal high fire damage to be able to get high percentage Scorch. This is why we're using Anger as one of the offensive aura. I would like if you hit the like button like the Shaper hitting the Elder, so it can start spread to more people. Thank you! Let's break down how you can navigate in my version of Path of Building. For good leveling experience, 3 is the most important and the gem progression as well. You got everything here. Now let's see the 3 first. You can see here the mob's writing. You can click on this one and get a drop down menu and select your current level for the corresponding T. It will cover from level 1 to level 94. I want to highlight a few things that maybe you will ask. In this tree you will get the precise technique. Again, super important from this point. Keep your accuracy rating higher than your life, otherwise you will not get the damage increase. Also in this tree you will finishing the multi-shot cluster here. Important, next level up after you switch to the next tree, you need to take the attack mastery here. Non-wild strike skill target one additional enemy, then you can swap out ancestral called support gem. This will cover all the nodes for the leveling tree. Next is the gem section. This is also contains drop down menu besides skill set. Click on the corresponding level that your character has and try to use the gems listed here. Again, I want to raise your attention. After level 22, you can find it here, level 14 to level 28 gem progression. You can drop the Ancestral Cost support gem because we allocating strike skill target one additional enemy attack mastery. The next section is about Pantheons and Bandits. Well, this is very easy. Click on configuration tab under the general. Bandits kill all. The reason for this, because Oak would be good, but the 40 life is worth less than the 5% life node on the tree, so it's better just kill all and that's it. Pantheons, Major God, Soul of the Brine King, and upgrade soon as possible to get freeze immunity and reduce shield effect on you. Minor God, Soul of Garukan for the reduced shock effect. When you getting 100% avoid elemental ailments, then you need to switch, like for mopping, Soul of Lunaris and Soul of Shakari for a little extra confidence on maps. Want to talk about little the items as well. Because as you can see, we're using two unique items. Both is very cheap, we're talking about 5 KS at the first day of the league. Lighting Coil is the best damage reduction against physical damage. Honestly, I don't know if they nerfing in the future this item, how would the right side of the tree deal with the physical damage? The other item is the Preservance's unique bat. This will give us onslaught and increase damage per 200 evasion or armor, which one is the lowest. We can get 45 in the build because we are allocating the 45 mastery. Also, we will take 20% less damage from hits. As you can see here, we have an open flask slot. I'm keeping this for a tincture, when we know what will be the available mods for these ones. Also, we can use a pretty interesting and new keystone, that's the Bloodsoak Blade. You need to unallocate 2 life node and you can pick and get tincture up and running with pretty good uptime. Damage that the tincture will provide is just insane for a flask slot. So keep this in mind if you play this build or just planning to do it. This should cover the whole build. I don't know which one I will start, this one or the Bleed Ground Slam Chieftain. Both good and pretty tonky, and also a different way to play the game. I'm pretty satisfied the results of this build. Also, I want to raise your attention. This is not a tested build at all, because there are many new things in the game and I'm not a beta tester, so I can only theorycraft. So please, before you baiting yourself with this, make sure there is a backup plan if the build is not good or bugged, just like few leagues ago Impending Doom or the Absolution Gem, when it got released. Announcement time. You know guys, last league I started streaming, we didn't have time to celebrate a few things. Like we hit more than 10k subscribers on YouTube, on Twitch I got affiliate as well, also as I told you a few months ago about my parents, but since luckily they both recovered. I will start a subathon on the first day of the league and we will see how long we can go. I hope you enjoyed this video about Lightning Strike Warden League Starter. If you have any question, please leave a comment below or you can find me on twitch.tv/Pajat2. Also, I would like to say thank you for my Patreons for supporting me. Thanks again guys. Thanks for watching. I was Pajat. See you next time.